Not that the others weren't. They all were. Dave, first of
Yes.
all, congratulations on getting the listing. And then secondly, congratulations on getting a contract at a price above what you thought it would sell for. Now, my only thought is, why does the buyer want an October closing date? That would be a question that I would ask the other agent versus
I have.
closing in
Yeah.
30 days. So what's their reason?
He's just a little nervous. He's selling his house. His house is a cash deal, and he's going to have, well over 800K proceeds to buy this house.
Yep.
And he's willing to move it up. He just said it's on the contract as October 6th, and my seller's just, really uptight about that that's such a long period to wait.
Yeah, and your seller may, and I'm certainly, my goal here is to coach you. Is that okay, David?
Of course.
Yes. And by the way, your camera's not working. I just get this like black fuzzy screen whenever you talk. So it's not that I can't have
Here,
this
I got to
conversation,
open my laptop.
but I'd like to see you. There you are. Cool. So I'm coaching you. So it's a cash offer. Is it contingent on the buyer's property selling?
No, there's no contingency document about it.
Well, then let me ask you a different question. If the buyer's property doesn't sell, do they have the cash to buy this property?
Yes.
Do you have proof of funds?
Not unequivocally, no.
Okay, so I'd ask for proof of funds. And I would ask the other agent, if the buyer's property doesn't sell, are they still moving forward to buy this property?
Probably not.
Yeah, there you go. So it is contingent on their home selling. And if it doesn't sell and they don't have the cash, then they're going to get financing, and the market can change between now and October, and it may not appraise. And I don't want to throw a wrench in the works here. I certainly don't want to rain on your parade. So
No, that's why I brought it up.
don't get mad at me.
Oh.
But these are the questions that I would ask if I were representing the seller, and we're representing the seller in this conversation. So it's we work for the seller, and if the seller's concerned, then so am I. And the reasons I'm concerned is because even though it's not written that it's contingent on this buyer's property selling, it really is contingent on the buyer's property selling. Now, is the buyer's property currently under contract?
Yes, and his close date is September 16th, I believe.
Okay, did you get a copy of that contract?
No.
Okay, so I would ask for a copy of that contract. And
Okay.
then I would also ask for contact. I would also contact the agent representing the buyer of the buyer's property. And I would find out if the buyer of the buyer's property has any contingencies that would cause the deal not to close. And then I would also call the lender of the buyer's property to make sure that the buyer is pre-approved, not pre-qualified, and that there aren't any contingencies that would cause that property not to close.
Okay. It's a cash deal.
Cash deal on the other end too?
Yeah.
So same thing. You got to make sure that the money is there. Where is it coming from? Is it coming from the sale of a property?
Right. Okay.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, buddy.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that concerns me too. It really does. So, but I'll go back to how I started. Congratulations on getting the listing. Congratulations on getting the contract.
Thanks.
John?
Yes.
Buyers, if it's not contingent, and how much money did he put on contract can also kind of a guarantee the purchase is going to go through.
Yeah. So what's the escrow, and what are the contingencies that would cause the buyer to, or allow the buyer to get that deposit back versus the deposit being non-refundable? That would be the other thing that you could do, is you could tell the agent representing the buyer for your seller that an October closing date is fine, but within 30 days, the deposit becomes non-refundable.
Mm-hmm.
And make the deposit big.
Mm-hmm.
In other words,
Yeah, it's 50K. It's 10K initial and then 40K
That's good.
Within 12
We'll
days.
walk away from that.
Okay, and I would make it non-refundable. That'll show you whether or not the buyer is serious or not, whether or not they have confidence they're going to close.
Yep.
All right, you sold it once, you can sell it again. This may not be the best buyer. Maybe there's a better buyer out there for you.
So, John,
Yes.
one other thing that I would ask in that, once you get all of that information, is ask the question, what's important about the October closing? Just find out, like, what's the reason for it?
It's because they're selling a house. I don't know if you
Yeah.
just jumped on. They
No, I
did
heard
not.
that, but they said
Okay.
you're closing September 15th on the other one. So I thought I heard him say that they were closing September 15th or 16th. So why do they need to wait the extra time? Why can't it just be like within that same week?
Good
I'd want to
question.
know that.
That's a good question. I missed that. Great job. Perfect. Thank you, Nadine.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, let's jump in because we have a lot to cover today, and it's already 8:44. I'm not going to go deep into our review today because I want to jump right into what we're going to talk about today. So 14-step listing presentation. Step number 1, phone interview. Step number 2, prepare your CMA and supply and demand analysis. Number 3, confirm the appointment and trial close. Step 4, get on the listing channel. Step 5 is your Kodak moment. That's your first impression at the front door. Step number 6, tour the home. Step 7, begin the conversation. Step 8, do a needs analysis. Step 9, prioritize their needs. Step 10, trial close. If I could show you today, Dave, that I'm the right agent for the job to accomplish all of your goals, are you ready to get started today? Step number 11, satisfy needs and expectations. In other words, what's your plan in order to get their property sold within 30 days so that they can move to Atlanta to start their new job 45 days from now with their family? What are you going to do to satisfy those needs and exceed their expectations? Step number 12, review the CMA. That's exactly where we're going to pick up today. We're going to pick up where we left off last time. So, share screen. All right, is everybody looking at what to look at?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm looking at location, square footage, how many bedrooms they have, how many baths they have, what kind of improvements they have. Remember the difference between improvements and updates. An updated kitchen is an update. A pool is an improvement. So what improvements do they have that add value to the property? Updates, remodels, newer. Kitchen, that's countertops, cabinets, appliances, flooring, baths, windows, pavers. If it's an older home, roof, AC, electric, plumbing, etc. 3 reasons we update our home. This is super important. We update our home for personal enjoyment, number 1. In other words, I'm hitting mute again, guys, sorry. I think I am, if I can find that screen. Okay. We get in personal enjoyment out of updates to a property. If I update the kitchen, if I put in a brand new kitchen with granite countertops, maple cabinets, travertine floors, stainless steel appliances, then I'm enjoying those updates for the period of time that I'm living in the home. So personal enjoyment is the main reason why we update our home. Add value. Yes, it does add value. And how much? It depends. It depends on if you're in a buyer's market or a seller's market. It depends on what type of improvements or updates are made. So for example, if you're selling a house that has an updated kitchen, granite countertops, maple cabinets, stainless steel appliances, travertine floors, and they updated the property within the last couple of years, they spent $50,000 on those updates. And 2 years later, you're in a seller's market. Are they going to get $50,000 more for their home because they made those updates? Say no. Now, if it's a buyer's market, there's 6 months of inventory and only 6 homes are selling every 30 days, are they going to get $50,000 back? No, of course not. They may not get any additional money. Now, what it will do for that seller in a buyer's market is it makes their property more sellable in a competitive market. So script, Nadine, we've got 6 months worth of inventory. There's only 6 homes selling every 30 days. And that $50,000 you put into your kitchen, you might get a little bit of that back. Maybe it's going to increase the value of your home by 10,000, maybe. But what it will do is it'll cause your home to sell, meaning that your home will sell faster than a home that doesn't have an updated kitchen.
Well, I really thought I was going to get more money, you know, at least half of it.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. And just out of curiosity, if I gave you the option right now of still having the $50,000 or having the updates, which would you choose?
Well,
So while you're thinking of an answer to that question, Nadine, when you made the updates 2 years ago, when you spent $50,000 2 years ago, did you know you were going to be selling your home?
no, not at all.
Yeah, and you see there's 3 reasons why we make updates, Nadine. We make updates for personal enjoyment, to add value, and to make our homes more sellable in a competitive market. And are we in a competitive market?
Yeah, I guess we are.
Yeah, and you lived in the house for 2 years, right?
Yeah,
And you got the enjoyment from that updated kitchen for those 2 years, correct?
yeah, we've had some great parties in that kitchen.
Yeah, there you go. And yes, it will add a little bit of value, but not $50,000. And what it will do is it'll cause your home to sell.
I see what you're saying, John.
Okay. Now, watch out for, good job on the role play, Nadine. Watch out for location, because a property that backs to a busy street, for example, is going to be very difficult to sell. A property that backs to a nuclear waste facility is going to be very difficult to sell. Thank you for laughing, Nadine. You're the only one who did. A property without a garage is going to be very difficult to sell, because if I have 3 properties to choose from, all 3 are comparable. 2 of them have a garage, 1 doesn't. I'm not making an offer on the home without a garage. Okay. Yep. You know what? Hold questions for just a moment. Okay, Diane, is that okay? Because it's already 8:51 and I want to get to a few other things. And I promise we'll go over today, and I'm okay with that. I'll give you all of you an opportunity to ask questions at the end. Now, what I did today is I went back into the comparables that Mike Topo sent us last week. And I did a quick analysis based on my subject property is in Eagle Trace. It has 3,800 square feet. It's 4 bedrooms. You guys want to write some notes on this, because I'm going to show you comparables in a minute and ask you if it's comparable or not. It's 3,800 square foot. Remember, always use living area. Don't use total square foot. Always use living area. All right, it's 4 bedrooms, 4 baths. It has a pool. Backs to another home, built in '92, has an updated kitchen in 2017. This is how I write ad copy. Don't just write updated kitchen. Updated when? Yesterday? 10 years ago? If the home is 40 years old and they put a new kitchen in it 20 years ago, it's updated. But it's not updated. It's 20 years old. And real estate agents will do that. Okay. Updated kitchen in 2017 with granite, maple cabinets, travertine floors, stainless steel appliances, new paver pool patio, driveway. That means the driveway has new pavers as well. New in 2019, hurricane impact windows throughout. All right, subject property number 1, 649.9. For the purpose of this exercise, we are going to assume these are sale prices. It has 4,273 square foot. Close enough, we can use it. What I'm talking about is our subject has 3,800 square foot. This property has 4,273 square foot. Close enough, we can use it. Now, I'm gonna stop share, reshare, and go back to something else I wanna show you. Nope, don't wanna do that. Give me a second. take that away. There we go. There we go. All right. Guys, remember the square footage. This home is 3,367 square foot. Close enough. We can use that, and we did. The next property is 2,184 square foot.
No.
Is that comparable?
No.
Say no. There you go. So I have this. I brought it with me, but I'm going to show the seller this property has 2,184 square foot. It's not comparable to yours.
Additionally, it's a two-story as opposed to a one-story.
Thank you for catching that, Alex. By the way, interesting conversation on that. Does it cost more to build a 3,000 square foot home single story or two story?
Single story.
Yes, absolutely.
That's interesting.
Well, you've got more foundation.
Oh,
It costs less money to build up than it does to build out.
that is very interesting.
Okay. It's important to understand this, guys. This is what makes you an expert. All right, I'm going to go back to.
John,
Yes, talk to me.
one other thing too, I didn't look at the lot sizes, but I normally look at lot sizes also when I'm doing comparables. And I also, when I'm looking at square footage, because I've seen it come up wrong so many times, is I also will take an extra moment and look at the sketch and add up the numbers on the tax records.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. And lot size is important, although it's only important if you've got one property that is significantly larger than another. Otherwise, it's not huge, guys. All right, so comparable number one is 649.9, 4,273 square foot. That's $152 a square foot. It's a 4-bedroom, 5-bath home with a pool, backs to another home, built in 91. This property, the only public remarks that I'm looking at are upgraded kitchen with new stainless steel kitchen appliances. Remember, that's a huge mistake. Unless you want to buy somebody new appliances, don't write that. Write newer or new appliances in 2018. In other words, that's when they were replaced. Granite countertops, double oven, double dishwasher, kitchen water filtration system. Okay. Comparable to 595,000, 3,367 square foot. Comparable. This one comes out to 176 a square foot. It's 5 bedrooms, 4 baths with a pool, backs to another home, built in 92. The only thing in the public remarks that was worth sharing is kitchen is updated. Again, the home is 18 years old, so I'm not quite sure how updated it is, by the way. Granite countertops, 4-piece appliance set. Comparable number 3, 3,664 square foot, 173 a square foot, 634,000, 5 bedrooms, 5 baths, backs to the golf course. Comparable or not comparable?
Not comparable.
I would, go ahead, Eddie.
Compatible.
Well, big difference between,
More money.
oh my gosh, yes. Big difference. Yeah. I know Eddie just moved from New York City. I don't think there's too many golf courses in New York City. So down here in South Florida, there's a huge difference between a home that backs to another house and a home that backs to the golf course.
Use it as a worst-case scenario.
Tell me what you mean by that, Alex.
Well, if I can't find other comparables in the area and that's the only other one that's close enough, I might go ahead and use it and make an adjustment of some sort for the fact that it's viewed as a golf course.
There you go. And what would be your adjustment on average? How much are you bringing the price down to take away the golf course?
I would have to look at other ones that have sold in the past.
There you go. Look at the
Treat it
difference.
that way.
Yep. Look at the difference between homes in the same neighborhood that are comparable that sold on the golf course versus homes that didn't. There you go. Good answer.
Just like water and pool.
100% just like water.
Right.
Yeah. Now let's just say for the purpose of this conversation that the difference is $30,000. So I would take 634,000 minus 30,000,
Mhm.
and I would divide that by 3,664 square feet. That's $164 a square foot. So right now I'm looking at a range between $172 a square foot on the high end to $152 a square foot on the low end. So one of you, take your calculator and take 3,800 square feet times 152 a square foot. And write it down. The next thing I want you to do is take 3,800 square foot times 176 a square foot. And the next thing is 3,800 square foot times 164 a square foot, because this is the one we adjusted. So you have three numbers. Give me the high and low.
577, 688.
623 is the median.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is the subject property more updated than the comparables? Say yes.
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 Yes. We're in a seller's market. Are they going to get more money for those updates? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes. 100%. Now, give me those highs and lows again.
660, well, 577, 600, 668, and 623, 200.
I just want the lowest and the highest, not the
Okay,
three.
so 577, 600, and 668.
Okay, so 570 to 660.
Mhm.
570 to 660. 570 to 660. Got it. And this one's more updated. So the way I'm going to handle this when I'm sitting at the kitchen table is I've got my thinking pad. That's what Zig Ziglar used to call it.
Yep.
And I'm just going to get my pen and I'm going to say, okay, the low, because I want to shock them. Give me the low again, Victoria.
570.
570.
The low is 570, and I'm writing it down, 570, and their heart just stopped. They're like, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. And the high, give me the high, Victoria.
60.
Say it again.
660.
Thank you, is 660. Now they're feeling a little bit better. And the low is definitely too low. I put an X through it, and they're like, thank God. He's not an idiot. And then the high of 660, that may be too high as well. And I'll tell you how we're going to find out. We're going to look at supply and demand between 6 and 650. And then we're going to look at supply and demand between 650 and 700. And we're going to determine which one of these two markets is the best market for you to be in. We're going to figure out how many homes are currently for sale between 600 and 650, because that would be your competition if we were to price your property at 650. We're going to figure out how many homes are selling between 600 and 650 within a 3-mile radius of your home, because that's how many homes are selling every 30. If we take that number divided by 6, we're going to figure out how many homes sold in the last 6 months within a 3-mile radius of your home between 6 and 650, because that's going to tell us the inventory. In other words, how many months of inventory we have. Then we're going to do the same thing for homes that are priced from 650 to 700, because that property at 660 or higher is going to be in that market. And we're going to determine what your competition looks like, because that's who you're going to compete against. You see, we could price your home at 675, for example, or we could price your home at 645, and you're going to compete against different homes. At 645, you're going to compete against homes that are priced from 600 to 650. At 675, you're competing against homes that are priced from 650 to 700. The question is, who are you going to beat? In which one of those markets do you have the best chance of being the shining star? And how many homes are selling every 30 days from 6 to 650 versus 650 to 700? And what if the inventory from 6 to 650 is less than 90 days, and yet the inventory from 650 to 700 is 6 months?
John, you went to the house with the supply and demand already done, correct?
Oh, I've got everything with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for asking that, Eddie.
Sure.
And guys, we're going to pick up right here tomorrow, and we're going to just keep talking about this. We may be on this. What point are we on? We are on 12. We may be on 12. We may be on 12 for a week, just so you know, because it's that important. You guys want to come across as being local experts, master this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, take yourself off mute and talk to me.
So, John, would you, like, I would typically show them based on their motivation of time frame. I would also be showing them days on market in each market to help them make that choice of where they want to be.
You could do that, and the supply and demand does that for you, Nadine. Okay.
The question I had for you, John, regarding the garage, if somebody has a garage, but they can, while they were living there, they converted it into a room, even though it's not a garage, it's still a garage, but with a wall. What do you think about that? Or what is, like, is that still a garage?
Get an estimate on what it would cost to turn it back into a usable garage and turn it back into a garage.
Okay.
If it was permitted properly, though, it can be counted as a bedroom.
Well, it can, but it makes the property very difficult to sell.
A garage door in front. You'd be surprised, especially when you're in the northeast area where they've done conversions.
No, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Listen, you want to hear a funny story? So I'm in Newport Richey selling real estate, and anybody on here from the West Coast will get this. And I'm driving down the road, and I look and I see this house to my right, and I'm like, there's something sticking out of the garage. What is that? And they had cut a hole about this big so that their boat trailer could fit through the hole, and they could close the garage door with the boat trailer sticking out of the garage door. And I'm like, yeah. Right?
Oh, that's so that nobody would steal it.
Hurricane.
It's not an update.
No. Just a convenience. Oh my.
You would be totally shocked what I've seen.
Things that make you go,
Yeah, right? All right, it's 9:07. I have a 9:10 huddle. We have 2 minutes for questions. If you have a question, go. Now's the time.
You're picking it up from here tomorrow, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're just going to keep talking about this, Eddie. This is important.
Yep.
Yeah. Keep in mind, guys, I'll talk since you're not. Keep in mind that my job is not to try to find out what the value of your home is. If you want to know the value of your home, you could just get an appraisal. My job is to help you determine what the right strategy is in order to meet your goals and exceed your expectations. It doesn't mean we're going to give your home away. By the way, that's not possible. If you took a property that's currently worth $670,000 and you priced it at $650,000, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to get multiple offers, and the buyers are going to bid the price up. By the way, banks do this all the time. All right, you guys are being quiet today, so I guess that there's no questions. We got what you were looking for. Good. All right, so it is 9:08. It's time to get on the phone. 20 contacts, not 19, not 18, 20 contacts. That means 20 conversations with someone who could buy a home or sell a home today. Add at least one person to your database every single day. Launch an 8x8 to create top of mind, then launch a 36 touch to build a relationship and to earn repeat referral business. Write 5 handwritten personal notes today and follow up forever. Make it a great day.
Thanks, John. Have a great day.
Thank you, John.
My pleasure.